Hello guys, and welcome back to my kitchen. So this video is to show you what happened in my kitchen on the 25th of December. So here I have potatoes and carrots with water and salt. I'm going to boil it until it's cooked. And here what I'm making, I have my butter and the remaining of my seasoning, my turkey seasoning. I told you I kept it in the fridge because the next day I will mix it with butter and I will use the butter to rub on the turkey and to put it under the turkey skin as well before I put it in the oven. So this is what I am mixing there. Like a little baby, you know they carry me, they play. Oh yes. So now that my mix is ready, I'm just going to rub it on the turkey and try and push the skin up so I can put it under the skin. You have to be careful so that you don't tear the skin. I kind of teared mine a little bit there, but yeah, if you can try your best not to, that will be best so that the butter cannot run away. It will have to stay in there and get into your turkey or your chicken if it's chicken that you're making. So this video is a cook with me in pajama. Yes, you can tell, you can see I'm in my pajama and this is it. This is the next day of Christmas. This is a lazy day. I have to be cooking. We finished opening the presents and everything. Everybody is happy and excited as I am cooking. The kids are playing and they are all over the place in the living room. Yes, this is what it is about. This is Christmas. So when I'm done, I'm just gonna close the bottom of the turkey with some toothpicks. That's what I did there. And now I'm gonna put the foil back on the turkey and put it in the oven at 160 degrees Celsius for about 2.5 hours. Now and then, like every 20 minutes or so, I'll just take the turkey out and wash it with its own juice. Yes, and then it's gonna be cooked at the end. So here my potatoes and carrots are cooked. I drained them and I'm putting them in this foil bowl. Yeah, and now I've used the same pot. I filled it with water and salt. I boiled the water and I'm going to pour my Brussels sprout in there, cover and allow it to boil for 3 minutes, not more than that, just 3 minutes. And after 3 minutes, I will just switch off the fire. I will add my broccoli in there. I will cover and allow it to rest for another 3 minutes without boiling, without fire. Yes, cover and allow it to rest just for 3 minutes, and then we're going to drain both of them and we're going to add them to the potatoes. So this is ready. Now let's make the seasoning of these delicious veggies you see there. So I have here my pot and I'm using the same pot. This video is going to be like that Christmas day was use one pot for everything. Yes, one pot to cook it all. So the same pot I'm using, I did not wash it. That's why you see it like that. I used it to boil the veggies. I drained it and I'm melting the butter in it. Obviously, allow the pot to dry first and then add your butter in there. And I'm adding shallots and garlic and I'm going to fry it for a minute or so. Now I'm going to add in my pancettas and my chorizo to it and we're going to fry it and season. For the seasoning, I'm using salt, black pepper. Be careful with the salt because the pancetta can be a bit salty. Be careful about the salt then, yes. And I'm adding salt, black pepper, and mixed herbs for the seasoning, and I'm gonna fry the whole thing together for just a minute or so again, and that is it. I'm gonna pour the whole thing on the potatoes. At some point I realized there wasn't enough butter, so I added one extra slice of butter to it because the potatoes are quite a lot. The potatoes and veggies are quite a lot, so I thought let me add an extra butter. And by the way, the butter is a homemade butter and the recipe is on my channel. If you want to see how I made it from home, just have a look at my channel. I'm going to try and put the link on the screen here or in my description box for you if you're interested. So once I've added the seasoning to the potatoes and everything, I'm going to try and mix it carefully and leave it cover and leave it there. I'm going to pop it in the oven before we start eating. Yeah, so here is the same pot I used to fry the onions and chorizo and all that. I did not wash it. I just added water to it because this is all about flavor. We are using all the flavors, and I'm making my mac and cheese. So I just added water to the pot without washing it, and I seasoned with a bit of salt. And now when the water started boiling, I added my macaroni in there, and I'm gonna cook it like that. I told you this is a one pot, cook it all. And yes, my macaronis are ready. I'll remove them, drain them. They are on the side. I'm using the same pot, so it's not dirty. It's the pot I used to cook the macaroni. I've added some oil in there. Now I'm adding some onions, garlic, and chili, and I'm using bird's eye chilies. Yeah, the red one in there. You can use any chili of your choice, or you can skip the chili. It's up to you. I'm making a seafood mac and cheese. That's why I'm adding chili to it. Yes, so I'm gonna fry the whole thing together for about 2 minutes or so, and then we're gonna add the seafoods in there. So now that I've added my prawns and my squids, I'm gonna season with some fish seasoning spices. I'm gonna add some salt, some black pepper, and I'm gonna mix the whole thing together nicely, fry it for about 2 minutes, and then allow the juice of the seafood to come out. And once you notice that all the juice is out, we are not frying it for the seafood to be fried completely. We are just frying it, mixing it together so that all the juice can come out. And then we're gonna add our double cream to the whole mix because all this juice is flavor. That's what we are looking for. So once I've added my double cream in there, I tasted it and I needed to adjust the seasoning. So try and adjust it and season it the way you want to season it. So I've added a bit more salt and a bit more fish seasoning spice. So I'm gonna mix it nicely and then I'm gonna add my cheese to it. So once we've added the cheese, we're going to mix nicely on low heat until all the cheese have melted nicely. And here, to break it down a little bit, I've added some milk. You don't have to. If you like your mac and cheese to be thick and dense, yeah, you don't have to, but I wanted mine to be a bit loose this time. Sometimes I make it dense, but I wanted it to be a bit loose, like a bit moist. So I added some milk to break it down a bit. So yes, we're gonna mix it. Once the cheese has melted, that is it. Switch off the fire, and then we're gonna mix it with our mac and cheese, our macaroni, our mac and cheese, with our macaroni. So here I've added some dill. Yeah, if you can find some dill, use it. If you can find some chives, use it as well. Like I told you in my first video, my 24th of December video, I could not find any chives anywhere because I went shopping very late. So I've added some dill. I will usually add chives as well to it, but yes, so if you have it, do it. Now I'm gonna add my macaroni and mix it nicely. I'm gonna transfer it to a baking dish, and I'm gonna pop it in the oven. I'm gonna add some cheese on top, of course. Enough cheese, a lot of cheese, as much as you like. This is Christmas, no diet for me. So yes, so when I transfer it to a baking dish, I'm gonna add some mozzarella cheese on top and pop it in the oven just for the cheese to melt and get golden, and that is it. It's ready. So meanwhile, this is what my turkey is looking like. I just took it out after 2 hours. This is what it's looking like. I'm gonna wash it with its own juice. I've been doing that every 20 minutes already. Now it's been 2 hours. I'm gonna do that again, and I'm gonna put it back in the oven without the foil for half an hour, just so that it can get nice and golden. Yeah, because it's cooked, so we want it to become nice and golden. So here I have my rice. I'm gonna start my rice. So I have my pot on the fire, and I'm adding some oil to it. I'm gonna add some onions and garlic, and I'm gonna add some herbs. I'm making a herb rice. Yeah, so I'm frying onions and garlic, and I'm gonna add some rosemary, fresh ones if possible. I'm gonna add some rosemary, some thyme, and 1 bay leaf, and I'm gonna fry the whole thing for like a minute or so on medium to low to medium heat. And when it's ready, I'm gonna add my rice in there, and I'm gonna fry the rice as well without water. So my rice has been washed and drained, and I'm adding the rice to the mix here, and I'm gonna fry the whole thing. Once I add the rice in there, I'm gonna put the fire on high heat, and I'm gonna fry my rice for 5 minutes at least. So I'm gonna fry the rice for 5 minutes before I add the water and the salt. And here for a little touch, I'm adding some mustard. I had this mustard left in my fridge. There was barely anything in there, just 1 teaspoon of mustard or so. So I added water to it, shaked it very well, and this is what I am pouring in my rice here. Mix it nicely. So if you want to add the mustard, use 1 teaspoon or so. You can add more, but it's not a mustard rice, so you don't want to add too much mustard. You don't want the mustard to take over the flavor. It's the herb rice, so allow the herbs to be the king of this rice. Yes, allow them to be the chiefs of this rice. Yes. Okay, so once you mix it nicely, we're going to cover and allow to cook on high heat until all the water has evaporated. Now we're going to turn it into low heat and add a parchment paper on top of the pot and allow it to cook until the rice is well done. So here is my mac and cheese ready to go in the oven. Like I told you, I'm going to add some mozzarella cheese on top of it, and I'm going to put it in the oven until the cheese has melted and have turned into a golden color, and that will be it for the mac and cheese. So now that everything is ready, because the lamb went into the oven. If you watch my 24th of December video, you will see that I seasoned lamb and salmon and turkey the day before on that 24th of December. So when I woke up in the morning, the lamb went in the oven straight. The salmon went in the oven as well. It's only the turkey that I had to rub with butter before putting it in the oven. So all of them are ready now. The mac and cheese is ready. The veggies are ready. The rice is ready. Now I'm making the appetizers. And here I am using some short cross pastry. I have short cross pastry and I have puff pastries as well. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut some nice shapes, some Christmas shapes, because we are Christmas, right? It's Christmas. So I'm going to use the Christmas cookie cutters to make some nice cuts, and then I'm going to pop them in the oven. I'm going to brush them with egg wash first and then pop them in the oven, and I'm going to use them for the appetizers. So I'm using these cutters for the short cross pastry. For the puff pastry, I used a circle cut, Yes, I didn't go with the same shape so that we can see the difference. I used the circle cut. So I'm gonna pop it in the oven. This is what it's looking like. I'm gonna remove the excess pastry, brush it with egg wash, and put it in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius for 10 to 15 minutes, and they are ready. I'll do the same for the puff pastry as well. And voila, this is what they're looking like. They're very yummy. I use this cheese, this Boursin garlic and herbs cheese. I use that to put on the short crust pastry, and I added the smoked salmon on top of it with some dill as well on top, and that is it. It was yummy, it was delicious, and it was looking beautiful. The second one, this is the puff pastry one. I used some beef slices, and this is the beef I use. This is the name, the brand, beef Bresaola Carpaccio. I hope I said it well. This is it, and I use the olives to make a bowl with the beef slices, and I sprinkled some Parmesan cheese on top of it, and this is what it's looking like, cute and beautiful. Now everything is ready, and I forgot I need a table chili, so this is what I'm using: chili, garlic, ginger, and shallots. Yeah, so I blended the whole thing, not smooth, but like I chopped it. This is the texture I was looking for, and this is it. Once you blend the whole thing together, put it in a bowl and season it with some salt, some lemon juice, some mustard, and some oil, and a seasoning cube if possible. If you do it, seasoning cubes. If not, it's okay. Salt will be good, but I'm using a Maggi seasoning cube. Yeah, and we're gonna mix the whole thing together, and that is it. This is a no need to cook, no cooked chili table. Yeah, chili, very hot chili for your table, not cooked at all, but delicious. And voila, food is served, everything is ready. I'm so exhausted, but I had to go and get freshened up and come back so we can all eat this yummy and delicious food. Thank you guys for watching my video. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. I know the video is late because this is since the 25th of December, but please bear with me. I was so exhausted, so tired. I did my daughter's birthday party as well. Like, I was seriously tired, so I'm sorry about that. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not done so yet. Don't forget to like the video, comment, and share, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. On n'a rien fait.